Thankful the Timbers let us bring water in today. And once we're inside, we're going to get another cold one.
Loving it.
We came prepared with hats, sunglasses, water, and sunscreen.
I thought he was going to drink the water, and he pours it into the boots just to stay cool. So, I feel for those guys on both clubs being out on that really hot surface today.
Well, the hottest day Portland has seen this year, still not enough to keep Timbers fans away from Providence Park. As you heard, the stadium let fans bring in bottled water today to ensure they would stay cool. Thanks for joining us here at 11. I'm Stephanie Domerat. Let's get right over to meteorologist Joe Ranieri with the latest details on this weather impact alert. And Joe, it was a hot one out there.
Absolutely right. How hot? Well, we topped out at 96 degrees, the hottest day of the year. And like you said, Stephanie, record-breaking temperatures earlier this afternoon. And yeah, it was right about 96 degrees by the end of the Timbers match earlier tonight. 94 over in McMinnville, and along the Oregon coast, quite lovely with temperatures nearly 20 degrees cooler over in Astoria with a temperature of 77 degrees earlier today. Looking into tomorrow, we still have the weather impact alert up for Monday because of the high heat, especially in the afternoon. Stay hydrated and don't overdo it, especially when you're going to be spending some time outside. And if your best advice is try not to spend too much time outside. Again, we have that heat advisory that will be in place pretty much all day tomorrow. It expires tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And then tomorrow afternoon will be a fire weather warning, red flag warning, basically throughout parts of the Columbia River Gorge with low relative humidity down to about 15–20%, and also some windy conditions with the gusts right around 30 miles an hour. So there will be high fire danger tomorrow afternoon. Currently, look at this, temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s at 11 o'clock tonight. Sherwood 76 degrees. It's safe to say we're not going to be cooling off a whole lot, so you might want to open up the windows a little bit if you can. But again, we're going to be seeing another round of some pretty high heat heading into tomorrow afternoon because of this ridge of high pressure that's going to be with us all day tomorrow and into Tuesday. Tuesday will cool things off a little bit, but looking at to tomorrow again, we'll be seeing temperatures right around 80 degrees by late morning. I'm forecasting daytime highs right around the mid-90s. We could be looking at 2 days in a row, Stephanie, with record-breaking temperatures. I'll talk more about that, plus when things will really cool off heading up in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then, Joe. Thank you. And those forecast temperatures tomorrow prompted Portland Public Schools to adjust the district's schedule. So all schools district-wide will release 3 hours early tomorrow. Also, all after-school programs and district-sponsored childcare are canceled due to this heat. And with temperatures soaring to record highs in Portland, folks were rushing to beat the heat in any way they could. Some businesses even closed today for safety. Oaks Park shut down at 4 this afternoon out of concern for the health of its staff. Our John Adams has more on how people can have fun while also staying safe in this heat.
Portland area saw its hottest day of the year on Sunday, leading many to look for ways to stay cool. Some did just that at High Rocks Park in Gladstone.
It's absolutely beautiful out here, blue skies, good weather, warm. Best place in town to jump off 2 sides of the river.
The water temperature here remains pretty chilly.
Some people might think it's a little bit cold, but when it's this hot outside, it's perfect to get in, get yourself a little fresh and get out of the water, and you feel like you can actually function for another 15 minutes before it's hot.
AMR lifeguards tell us more people have been coming to this popular summer destination over the last few weeks.
It is getting pretty packed. It's just really crowded. Just make sure to be safe and have a good time, but be safe.
With this being one of the first really hot days we've seen in Portland so far this year, health experts say it's even more important to look out for the signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke because our bodies just aren't acclimated right now.
Heat exhaustion is going to be where you start feeling like your heart is racing, maybe shallow breathing, excessive sweating, a little dizziness, a little nausea, potentially some vomiting there. Those are signs that your body's telling you got to get in the shade, got to start drinking some water.
Dr. Richard Bruno with the Multnomah County Health Department says heat stroke is more serious.
Your body starts to get confused. You maybe start getting some bad headaches. You may start having seizures. Those are medical emergencies. You want to call 911 right away.
To stay safe, experts recommend wearing loose-fitting clothing, drinking plenty of water, and staying in the shade as much as possible. In Portland, John Adams, KGW News.
And we are tracking a power outage that's impacting thousands of homes in East Portland. It was first reported around 6:45 this evening. It's in the Kearns, Laurelhurst, and Hollywood neighborhoods. It's currently affecting more than 2,800 customers. Pacific Power estimates power will be restored around 1 a.m. Well, we are tracking a wildfire in Central Oregon. The Sunnyside fire was just reported before 11 o'clock yesterday morning, about 5 miles north of Warm Springs. When it was first reported, it had already grown to 50 acres, and as of this morning, it's grown to about 750 acres. It is not contained at last check. However, crews have managed to keep that fire from growing further. These are photos of the response from Warm Springs Fire Management. Aerial resources, including a helicopter and an air tanker, were on the scene yesterday, dropping water and fire retardant. Crews also worked through the night. There is a level 1 evacuation notice for people who are living in Webster Flat and Wolf Point. It's not known at this time what started this fire. We will keep you updated as we learn more. Hot, dry conditions are raising fire danger, though, around western Washington as well. As we head into wildfire season, fire officials want to remind people that most brush fires and wildfires are caused by humans, and all it takes is one spark.
Please make sure you don't throw cigarette butts out of your car window or out onto the sidewalk. Any dry brush can easily catch fire. And if you're parking your vehicle, please don't park over tall, dry grass. The heat from your engine can also ignite a fire as well.
Firefighters are stressing if you see a fire starting, call 911 right away and know your location. That will allow them to respond more quickly and put that fire out.
We was watching the game and we heard a big old boom. And then when we looked out the window, we seen all this fire coming up, just smoke and fire, and we was like, oh my God, it's a fire.
It was a busy scene in a North Portland neighborhood this evening. Firefighters were called after 6 tonight to a home off North Alberta and Vancouver Avenue. There they found heavy flames from a home that was spreading to a commercial building. Fortunately, both buildings were vacant, but because of today's heat, Portland Fire and Rescue elevated the level of its response. A spokesperson tells us it's because of the way their uniforms are designed.
They're made to protect us from fire, but they also hold in a lot of heat. So the amount that we sweat when we're wearing them is exacerbated by the heat, which is why this went to a third alarm, just for manpower, right? Not necessarily because there's so much work to do, but because everybody's working hard and getting hot.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. In Southeast Portland, fire and rescue officials are investigating what they believe to be an arson case. Just before 6 this morning, firefighters were called to a duplex near Southeast 118th and Holgate. They found heavy smoke and fire coming from both floors of one of the units. They were able to put out the fire before it could spread to other units. Along the way, firefighters found evidence that the fire was intentionally set. Investigators are now asking people to keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
A couple small fires that were never reported to 911. They were just extinguished by passerbys, and people went about their day. That, you know, if there was additional fires within this area of 118th and Holgate, our investigators would like to know so that we can start canvassing those neighborhoods and hopefully get some more video or witnesses that may have seen the subject responsible for that, and it may ultimately lead to a resolution for this case.
Police did arrest someone following reports of a suspicious person, but they were released. If you know anything about anyone who was traveling through that area between 5:30 and 5:50 this morning, call the number you see here on your screen, 503-823-FIRE. A scary incident tonight on board a TriMet Max car when it apparently derailed outside Providence Park. TriMet reported a track issue just before 6 this evening that disrupted the blue and red lines. We heard from a commuter who was on that car.
It just felt like a huge rumble out of nowhere, and obviously everybody knew something was wrong. And we looked back and the train's looks like it's disconnected, from the other part.
Well, TriMet has since resumed regular service for both lines, and there were no reported injuries. The interstate highways surrounding Portland are sometimes referred to like welcome mats for the city. That's according to city and state workers who spent the day overseeing the closure of Interstate 84 westbound lanes as crews wiped out graffiti and performed some needed maintenance. Libby Dowsett takes a look.
It's out with the old and in with the new as highway crews blocked off westbound lanes of I-84 for some spring cleaning. An eerie sight having the lanes empty at midnight as highway crews rolled out a fresh coat of paint. TriMet and Union Pacific also taking full advantage of the closure.
Whether that's graffiti, cleanup, there's some repairs that need to be made, some track work that need to be done.
By daylight, a recognizable face helping with the cleanup. Mayor Keith Wilson.
This is not a one and done. This is the beginning of a long sustained approach to caring for our infrastructure well.
The mayor saying the budget for graffiti removal and prevention has doubled. A deputy city administrator saying $2.3 million in funding through the Bureau of Planning and Sustainability is earmarked for graffiti cleanup.
The highways are the first view of Portland that people receive when they come from the airports or from outside cities, and even for residents and businesses. So you want to make a good first impression, and we want to see the city shine.
Since April of 24, the Oregon Department of Transportation says it's painted over 24,000 graffiti tags in the Portland metro area and collected more than 260,000 pounds of litter. It claims closing I-84 westbound for 16 hours actually saved agencies money.
We understand it's impactful, but I think the public also appreciates that we are able to get in and do this one time, get a lot of work done. It means we're closing lanes less often.
Now, with a cleaner slate, they're hoping the public will help by calling 311 to report problems.
But we really are depending on everyone's eyes to help us to see where the problems are. And if you see a problem, help us to solve that problem by letting us know where it is, and we'll come out and address it right away.
Libby Dowsett, KGW News.
There's an ongoing traffic alert we want to mention involving the Max blue, green, and red lines. Riders can expect delays through Monday as crews lay the groundwork for a full renovation of the Northeast 82nd Avenue Max station. Workers are building a new stairway to access a temporary Max platform at the station. Shuttle buses will help riders navigate around closed stations between the Oregon Convention Center and Gateway Transit Center. And expect even more delays tomorrow morning when Fleet Week ends and the ships start to leave Portland. As they return back to the Willamette River, the Broadway, Steel, and Burnside bridges will be raised to allow them out. Now, these bridge lifts will impact TriMet bus, Max, and Portland streetcar service, so you should expect longer travel times. Just give yourself a buffer. Also, regular traffic will likely be impacted as well.